Shalom Aleichem, everyone. We are continuing Hachzig's learning of the Pele Yoetz. Today is day number 79, Friday, Erev Shabbos, Kodesh, Shabbos Chol Hamoed. Good to everybody. We're talking about Einas Devarim, which is the painful and hurtful words that you could say to somebody else. And as we mentioned yesterday, how careful you must be to make sure that you don't say anything that's going to hurt their feelings, because if you do, Einas Devarim, that's it, you just transgressed an Isser, a prohibition in the Torah. Rabbi darkam kesalamai. Many of the Amaratzim, the ignorant people, their pathways are crooked and foolish. Shemitzarim es chavreim derech schaik. They pain their friends by making jokes. V'kalus roish, lightheadedness. K'tei la'arvei simcha shahalulus. They think that they're making good jokes and they want to increase the joy of foolishness and the like. But really, the things that they say are hurtful and spiteful. It's like someone that is just like throwing the arrows and the darts. And the punishment is going to be that whatever simcha, whatever joy they thought that they are creating with their foolish words of joking and comedy and the like, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to turn it to the opposite. It's not going to be simcha after all. And because it's so severe over here, how easy it is to transgress and make such a mistake, be on the mishmar. You got to guard yourself carefully. Many people get bothered by even small amounts of conversation that are said in the wrong way to him. But he himself doesn't feel the pain of his friend. So says the Pele Yoetz over here, he thinks to himself, so what's the big deal if I end up hurting this guy a little bit? He didn't treat me in the right way. Meaning, says the Pele Yoetz, sometimes you'll have people offend you, and they hurt you, and they embarrass you, they shame you, they cause you pain with their words. So you say, what's the big deal? If I end up shooting back a sharp comment and remark to him, Hadin imi litzaro, I'm entitled now to cause him. He caused me pain, I'll cause him pain. And if I'm just making some kind of a joke, I just make a joke about him. There's no real tsar, there's no real pain that I'm causing him. That's the way of people. However, Shlomo Melech said, what is the benefit of schreik, of laughter? You could still hurt people's feelings. And therefore a person is going along and he's making jokes with people and he's cutting them down and he's hurting their feelings and he's doing things with his sarcastic way and it's just a joke, what's the big deal? And he has no regrets over all the bad things that come out of his mouth, hurting another human being. He doesn't think that what he did is a sin. But you have to know, you are not allowed to hurt somebody else with your words, even if they already hurt you. Unless you are giving this person some kind of rebuke and it's coming from a place of love, not anger. Normally when somebody hurts us, we're angry with them, so we want to get back at them. I'll give you techacha. You open your mouth like that, I'll give you rebuke. Says the Pele Yoetz, if you're coming out of ava, you feel bad for this person. He thinks it's okay to embarrass people. He thinks it's okay to put people down. He thinks that it's okay to say words that are hurtful and painful to others. So, because I love this Yid so much, even though that he hurt my feelings, it's not about my hurt feeling, but how could a Jew act in such a way? If you're coming to give techacha, rebuke in that way, says the Pele Yoetz, you're allowed to. However, if you're coming to take revenge, then you're over on the prohibition of leisikum. You can't take revenge. If the reason that you're going to cut this guy down right now with your words, or you're going to be mechiach, you're going to rebuke him, is because you want to get revenge for the person who hurt you, that is a prohibition in the Torah you can't do. Certainly when the Torah commanded us, it says you're not allowed to oppress and pain your friend. Of course, if it's talking about a person who did you good, for sure that's a Torah. That's obvious to the logical mind. I can't cause someone who does me good pain with my words. The atub, the shuftene askina. We're talking about somebody that already is obvious that the person does good for me. Even if the person did bad to you and he caused you pain, you're not allowed to repay the person bad for bad. So says the Pele Yoetz, someone does you good, you don't have to be a genius to understand, don't cause them pain with your words. Someone does you bad where you think you're entitled to go and do them pain, says the Pele Yoetz, no, you're not. And if you're just making jokes, you're doing jokes with this person, and you're making late sonas, you're making jest with him. You should know, in the beginning, the punishment will be yisurim. There's going to be suffering. At the end, going to be destruction. You don't realize how your jokes are hurting another person. You don't realize that the comments, the backhanded comments, the sarcastic humor, and you don't realize how much pain it's causing to another person. And therefore, says the Gemara, you're going to be in big trouble. What looks to you like it's no big deal, first will come Yisurim, and if you don't stop, will end up coming Kalya, will come the end. Therefore, a person should be very careful from offending other people with your words. But certainly, a husband to his wife, because by a woman tears come very easily. She could cry on the drop of a dime. It's much easier to transgress the prohibition of Ainah, of hurting her with your words. You have to understand that a woman, a wife, has a higher level of emotions. She has different hormones that are going on inside of her all of the time, depending on a myriad of different things. And therefore, you might say something that maybe not so hurtful, but by her it is hurtful. And therefore, if she starts crying, that's it. You just overstep the boundaries of Ainah, and you're going to have to pay for that dearly. And therefore, he says, be very, very careful. Husbands, listen to the words of Chazal. Be very careful with your wives. Smile as much as you can. Speak softly as much as you can. Don't get agitated as much as you can. Never chalila v'chas make an off-color remark to her or a joke that puts her down, God forbid, because if you do, you could end up making her cry. And that's going to be oinasa kroiva. Her pain and hurting her with your words is much closer than by other people. Really, you should make every effort in the world that the spirit of people around you should be pleased with you. People should say, whoa, we like this person. He talks so nicely. He makes us feel good. He gives us chizuk. He smiles. That's the kind of person that we like. Not one of those people that comes along and makes people feel bad all the time. And if people like you and people are pleased with you, then Memela automatically, HaKadosh Baruch will be pleased with you as well. You're a Kiddush Hashem, and that's, in fact, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us. Now, in the days of Sukkot, with many family members around the table, husbands, wives, children, guests, friends from the neighborhood, everybody's coming home. We have certainly a lot that we could practice over this Yontav, not to say oinos devarim, not to say hurtful words, not to be silly and frivolous in our comments, not to say things that could end up hurting or embarrassing a person, not to be sarcastic with people that don't appreciate the sarcasm in general. It's not a good idea to be sarcastic. People usually do get hurt by such languages and such language and quips that people say, and that way we can work on really positive speech. Positive speech in the sukkah, Torah, tefillah, chizuk to one another, good schmoozing, catching up with the family members you haven't seen in a while, guests that are at the table, good stuff. Speaking about good stuff, that's what our mouths were given for. Death and life is in the hands of the tongue. Let us use our tongues for chayim. That's still in the days of life right now between Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. Sukkot is the days of life. How do we use them the best way? Use your mouth wisely. And in that zechus, in Yas Hashem, you will be beloved in the eyes of people and treasured and beloved in the eyes of Hashem. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a good Moed. All the best.